Chris Pratt's James Reese makes a spectacular appearance in The Wolf You Feed, the seventh episode of the Terminal List Dark Wolf, which delves deeply into Ben Edwards' psyche and thrillingly updates his background. The inner workings and intentions of this simple man are revealed, despite the fact that he is still a mystery at the end. When Pratt appeared on screen for the first time since the Dark Wolf premiere in the conclusion, the series immediately returned to its original course, even though some parts of the middle episodes of Dark Wolf veered into the traditional spy thriller genre. While Dark Wolf is very much Ben's story and was originated due to Pratt's busy schedule, there's really nothing like seeing Pratt and Taylor Kitsch share the screen again, which was one of the biggest draws of the original series. The Dark Wolf conclusion also sets up an exciting second season by having Ben selected for the CIA's ground branch, which is made up of the most elite covert operatives in U.S. intelligence, while Haverford faces a life sentence in prison for his war crimes and betrayal. Great action scenes, a thrilling villain showdown, and multiple full-circle story payoffs made the finale of the Terminal List Dark Wolf Season 1 an all-time high. In order for Tal to obtain proof of Haverford's betrayal, Ben sets up a trap to start a one-man army battle. He almost dies as a result, but Reese and half of Alpha Platoon arrive. Given what's going on screen and the franchise's broader themes, the gunfire scene with Pink Floyd's Brain Damage playing in the background is incredibly entertaining and a brilliant music choice. It's among the many great soundtrack choices that elevate the entire series. Given what's going to happen, every moment that Ben and Reese spend together is magnified in Dark Wolf. Ben can hold his own as the series' protagonist. However, it would have been more interesting to witness more of their interactions. Watching Ben, a likable individual, a great idealist, and a proficient marksman who is unable to overcome his inner darkness, is a genuinely unusual experience. After treating Liam Hemsworth Landry like an annoying jerk for the majority of the season, Dark Wolf finally decides what to do with him. However, after attempting to remove Haverford through the proper channels at Langley, Tom Hopper's Rafe simply vanishes into obscurity, leaving his tale somewhat unanswered. In the meantime, Mo, played by Dar Salim, emerges as Dark Wolf's greatest underdog hero, using a vehicle bomb to exact revenge for Eliza's death. I briefly believed that Ben could have been moved by Haverford's justifications for attempting to turn Iran nuclear against his nation's interests. There was a chance that their last scene may take a Star Wars-like turn, such as Palpatine seducing Anakin. Thankfully, Ben's screws were tight enough to see through Haverford's deceit. Haverford is still suffering from the 1983 Marine barracks explosion and America's foolish involvement in Vietnam some 40 years later. It appears that Haverford had the erroneous goal of igniting a nuclear conflict between the United States and Iran in order to save more lives later. He attempts to portray himself as a renegade freedom fighter like Ben, but nothing he says can be relied upon. The Dark Wolf Season 1 finale provides more information on Ben's mental state and the beliefs that influenced his decision to betray Reese, even though we still don't have a lot more information about why he did so in the Terminal List. It's possible that Ben's encounter with Haverford will lead to unanticipated long-term consequences. Given that Ben sold out his allies for hush money, the ultimate betrayal is made all the more devastating by the knowledge that Reese and a few Alpha members truly went out of their way to save Ben's life. You would think that with Reese and Boozer standing over Ben's injured body, all of the loyalty Ben advocated would be permanently cemented. But this was not the case. Ben's largest internal battle is revealed in the Dark Wolf Season 1 finale when he makes statements about blood and brotherhood. He wants to remain a member of the noble squadron he was once a part of, but his superiors no longer believe he is capable of doing so. In the series opener, Ben lost his bird, which served as the catalyst for his eventual demise. Since there is still a significant difference between his character at the end of Dark Wolf Season 1 and his character in the Terminal List, there is still a lot more to discover about him. It turns out that Rafe's worries about the fire burning inside Ben are accurate, and it will probably continue to affect his character far into a potential Season 2. Dasher wants Ben to join the CIA's ground branch, so their reunion in Season 2 could pave the way for the Terminal List Dark Wolf to become another fantastic action series available on Amazon Prime Video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.